Let me welcome you, my dear students. This is our first introductory lecture of Harry Potter, in which we are going to discuss about the writer and the title of the Harry Potter. Before I start my discussion on the titles or the introduction, let me introduce the writer of the Harry Potter, that is J.K. Rowling. So let's discuss about the childhood of J.K. Rowling. So J.K. Rowling was born July 31st, 1965, Gloucestershire, England. And she told her little sister the stories. And when she was young, her favorite game was the cliff game, and in which she hanged off the stairs and begs her sisters to help, but she doesn't help her and she falls. So basically, she loved trains. If we talk about the school days, when she went to school, she liked to tell the stories to her friends, and her favorite author is Jane Austen, and there are only 3 books who basically inspired her to write. So she was the one who stood up against the school bully. So if we talk about the college years, so she went to Exeter University, and if we talk about her studies, she studied there the Greek, Latin and French language. So basically, if we talk about the first books, she became a secretary in London, England, and she got the idea of Harry Potter at work. After 7 years of rewriting, she thought it was ready to show the earth. So if we talk about J.K. Rowling, here the K is J.K. stands for the Kathleen. Means if we talk about the Harry Potter, after the Harry Potter, she got married in a library and she wrote a book for adult. In Feb 2012, she said it would not have magic. So basically, we can understand the thing that is Harry Potter. It is totally about the magic, and this is for the children. So this was little bit about the introduction of J.K. Rowling. So now we are going to discuss the Harry Potter. So my dear students, let's discuss about the Harry Potter. The title refers to the convicted criminal Sirius Black, who has escaped as basically Azkaban, a wizard person. So the title let us know the right away that we are in for the fun of ride. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. It was sound exciting and the magical. So basically, if we talk about the Sorcerer, this is totally about the magic. It reminds us that we are clearly in the fantasy genre. So basically, we can say that this is the genre of fantasy. So let me tell you that the Scholastic suggests that Harry Potter and the School of Magic as the new title, but Rowling later picked it that Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So the word sucker had a clear connotation to magic, something that would not confuse reader. So looking back, Rowling had shared that she wanted the title change. So this was about the little bit, means this is the little bit about the Harry Potter. So now have a look on this. For before I start the summary, let me tell you that we have to
Did you ever make anything happen? Anything you couldn't explain? You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what? Dear Mr. Potter, we are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
In a few moments, you will pass through these doors and join your classmates.
Keep an eye on the staircases. They like to change.
Good afternoon, class. Welcome to your first flying lesson. Stick your right hand over the broom and say up.
Wow.
Mr. Longbottom! Mr. Longbottom! Mr. Longbottom, exactly where do you think you're going?
Do you really have the scar? wicked.
Mr. Potter, our new celebrity.
First years should note that the Dark Forest is strictly forbidden, that no magic's to be used between the classes in the corridors.
Petrificus totalis.
The third floor corridor is out of bounds to everyone who does not wish to suffer a most painful death.
Throw in the dungeon! Understand this, Harry, because it's very important. Not all wizards are good.
I'm going to bed before either of you come up with another clever idea to get us killed. Or worse, expelled. She needs to sort out her priorities.
I think it is clear that we can expect great things from you.
So this was the clip for your understanding that what is basically the Harry Potter. So I'm telling you the Harry Potter is totally about the magic. And if you talk about the genre, so let me tell you the subject of the story is Harry Potter, a boy that attends the Hogwarts means that is a school for witches and wizards. And if you talk about the Hogwarts, that the students study here the magic. So there are lots of magical creatures at Hogwarts, including Fluffy, that is a giant, and who has basically the three-headed dog. So if we talk about the setting, so Hogwarts was started by four great witches and wizards, that is Godric, Gryffindor, and Helga. So basically the Helga, Hufflepuff, and the next one or the last one is Ravenclaw, and the Salazar Slytherin. So in this Hogwarts castle, you will find moving staircases and paintings that won't stay in their own frame, and a pesky, basically the poltergeist named the Peevest, and the great halls has an enchanted ceiling that looks like the outside the sky. So students are not permitted out of the dormitories, and after 9 o'clock, so stay out of the the forest and the third floor corridor if you wish to remain alive. So this was little bit about this setting. So after it, we are going to discuss the basically the summary of Harry Potter. So let's discuss the summary. That is, Mr. Dursley, a well of England, so he is the England man, notices strange happening on his way to work one day. That night, Albus Dumbledore, the head of the wizardry, the academy called Hogwarts, meets Professor McGonagall. So basically the word is McGonagall, and who is also a teacher at Hogwarts, and a giant named Hagrid outside the Dursley home. So Dumbledore tells McGonagall that someone named Voldemort has killed a Mr. and Mrs. Potter and tried unsuccessfully to kill their baby son Harry. So Dumbledore leaves Harry with an explanatory note in a basket in front of the Dursley home. 10 years later, the Dursley's household is dominated by the Dursley's son and the Dudley, who torments and bullies Harry. So if we talk about the Dudley is spoiled while Harry is forced to sleep in a cupboard under the stairs at the zoo, and basically the Dudley's birthday. It was Dudley's birthday, and he was very spoiled child. Basically, we can say the glass in front of the boa. So constrictors exhibits disappears and frightening everywhere. So this is a magical story, and we can say that magic is everywhere, and we can find the fear in it. Harry is later punished for this incident. So the next one is the mysterious letters begins arriving for Harry. They worry Mr. Dursley, who tries to keep them from Harry. But the letters keep arriving through every cracks in the house. So finally, he flees with his family to a secluded island shack on the eve of Harry's 11th birthday. Means it was the 11th birthday of Harry, and we can say that it was the elevating things, that things are coming to him. So at midnight, they hear a large bang on the door and Hagrid enters. Hagrid hands Harry an admission letter to the Howard School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. So Harry learns that the Dursleys have tried to deny Harry's wizardry all these years. So the next day, Hagrid takes Harry to London to shop for school supplies. First, they go to the Wizard Bank, Gringotts, and where Harry learns that his parents have left him a hefty supply of money. So they shop on the Wizards commercials and street. So basically, the commercial street known as Diagon's Alley, where Harry is fitted for his school uniform. Harry buys books, ingredients for potions, and finally a magic wand. So the companion wand to the evil Voldemorts. If we talk about this, a month later, Harry goes to the train station and catches his train to Howard and tracks 9 3/4. So on the train, Harry befriends other first year students like Ron Weasley and Hermione and Granger, Muggle girl, and chosen to attend Hogwarts. Hogwarts is basically a school in which there are lots of wizards and the witches. So at schools, the first year take turns putting on the sorting hat to find out in which residential house they will live. So Harry fears begin basically assigned to the Sinister Slytherin house, but Ron and basically we can say the Hermione end up to the noble Gryffindor house. So if we talk about if we talk about the school years, at the school year gets underway, Harry discovers that his potions Professor Snaps does not like him. So Hagrid we can say reassures Harry that Snaps had no reason to dislike him. During this first flying lesson on the broomsticks, we have seen the broomstick scene here. The students are told to stay grounded while the teachers take an injured boy named Neville to the hospital. Draco Malfoy, who is a Slytherin bully, and snatches Neville prize toy and flies off with it to the top of the tree. So Harry flies after him and Malfoy throws the ball in the air, and Harry speeds downward, making a spectacular catch. So he tries to catch, but the professor McGonagall, the witness this incident, who was the witness of this incident, that instead of punishing Harry, she recommends that he play Quidditch, basically a much loved game that resembles soccer and played on broomstick. So it was basically the idea to secure him. So for Gryffindor, it was for the Gryffindor, later that day, Malfoy challenges Harry to a wizard's duel at midnight. So Malfoy doesn't show up at this appointed place, and Harry almost gets in trouble while trying to hide. He accidentally discovers a fire's three-headed dog who was basically the guarding, who was the gardener or the guarding a trapdoor in the forbidden third floor corridor. So on Halloween, a troll is found in the building. The students are all escorted back to the dormitories, but Harry and Ron sneaks off and find Hermione, so who is alone and unaware of the troll, and unwittingly they lock the troll in the girls' bathroom, and along with the Hermione, and together they defeat the troll. Means Hermione tells a lie to protect the Harry and Ron from a big punishment for being the punishment. So it was a big punishment if they caught. So during Harry's first Quidditch match, it was basically the match, his broom jerked out of control. So Hermione notices Snape's starting. So it was means he just tried to notice Snape staring at Harry and muttering a curse. She concludes that he is jinxing. So who is the means Harry's broom, and she sets Snape's cloth on fire. Means Harry regains control of the broom and makes a spectacular play to win the Quidditch game. So if we talk about for Christmas, means Harry receives his father's invisibility clock. So it was the clock who basically inspired him, and he explores the school, and unseen late at night, so he discovers the mirror of Erased, which displays the deepest desire of whoever looks in it. Harry looks in it and sees his parents alive. After Christmas, Harry, Ron, and Hermione begin to unravel the mysterious connection between the break-in and at Gringotts and the three-headed guard dog. So they learn that the dog is guarding the Sorcerer's Stone, which is capable of providing eternal life and unlimited wealth to its owner, and belongs to Nicholas Flamel. So Dumbledore's old parents basically. So means it was about who come back alive. Means they, at that place. So if we talk about a few weeks later, Hagrid wins a dragon egg in a poker game, and because it is illegal to own dragons, Harry, Ron, and Hermione connects Ron's older brother who studies dragons. So they arrange to get rid of the dragon but get caught. Means Harry, Ron, and Hermione are severely punished, and Gryffindors is basically docked 150 points, and furthermore part of their punishment is to go into the enchanted forest with Hagrid to find out who has been killing unicorns recently. So in this forest, Harry comes upon a hooded man drinking unicorn blood. So the man tries to attack Harry, but Harry is rescued by a friendly centaur who tells him that his assailant was Voldemort. And if we talk about Voldemort, means it was a name of the professor who was vanished, and Harry also learned that it is a Voldemort who has been trying to steal the Sorcerer's Stone. Harry decides that he must find the stone before Voldemort does. So he, Ron, and Hermione sneak off that night to the forbidden third floor corridor. They get past the guard dog and perform many impressive feats, and they get closer and closer to the stone. Harry ultimately finds himself face to face with Quirrell, who announces that Harry must die, and knowing the Harry desires to find the stone, and Quirrell put Harry in front of the mirror of erased and makes him state means what he sees. Harry sees himself with the stone in his pocket, and at that same moment he actually feels in his pocket. But he tells Quirrell that he sees something else. A voice tells Quirrell that the boy is lying and requesting to speak to Harry face to face. So Quirrell removes his turban and reveals Voldemort's face on the back of his head. So Voldemort, who is inhabiting Quirrell's boy, instruct Quirrell to kill Harry, but Quirrell is burned by connect with the boy. A struggle and basically ensues, and Harry passed out. When Harry regains consciousness, he is in the hospital with Dumbledore. Dumbledore explains that he saved Harry from Quirrell just in time. He adds that he and Flamel had decided to destroy the stone. So Harry heads down to the end of the year banquet, where Slytherin is celebrating its 17th consecutive win of the House Championship Cup. So Dumbledore gets up and awards many last minute point of Gryffindors for the feats of Harry and his friends, winning the House Cup for Gryffindor. So Harry returns to London to spend the summer with the Dursleys. So it was totally about the story. Means the protagonist of the story, who is